name is Mia, and now it's time for me to share my quiet time. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Fruitful Friday. Woo! So first and foremost, you guys might be wondering, Nana, these uploads have been kind of like not every Friday. My upload schedule for Fruitful Fridays is now going to be every other Friday to make up for that, because I have a job now, I have other obligations, disciple life. So yeah, Fruitful Friday is still gonna be on Friday, but just every other Friday. Same things with Wednesdays. Wednesdays are actually whenever I, go on a kingdom date and I have the privilege to film on that encouragement date, and that still Wednesdays. It just depends on the timing of all of that, when that's going on. And Mondays is also tentative, depending on when I choreograph something, when I want to put it out. But those videos will still go up on those dates that have the name of the day incorporated into the title of the thing. So Mondays will always be on Monday. Not every Monday, but will be on Mondays. Wednesdays will always be on Wednesdays. Not every Wednesday, but will be on Wednesday. And Fruitful Friday is every other Friday. So let's hop into this one. So today's Fruitful Friday is actually going to be found in Exodus chapter 13, verses 17 through 22. We're going to just look at a tiny nugget that I found interesting, very encouraging. We've been in Exodus for the past couple of weeks now. We're actually at the Exodus now. They're exiting, okay? And we're going to see what crossing the sea was like, the beginning of crossing the sea, So let's hop into it. So starting in verse 17, and we're going to be reading it in the NIV translation because that's the actual translation that my Bible is in. It's in the NIV translation. And we're going to be using a physical Bible today. So let's go ahead and read. When Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them on the road through the Philistine country, though that was shorter. For God said, if they face war, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. So God led the people around the desert road towards the Red Sea. The Israelites went up and out of Egypt, ready for battle. Moses took the bones of Joseph with him because Joseph had made the Israelites swear an oath. He said, God will surely come to your aid, and then you must carry my bones up with you from this place. After leaving Succoth, they camped at Etham on the edge of the desert. By day, the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their way, and by night, a pillar of fire to give them light, so that they could travel by day or night. Neither the pillar of cloud by day nor the pillar of fire by night left its place in front of the people. Backstory, if you don't know, in the previous chapter was the final plague of the Egyptians. The firstborn of all Egyptians were slaughtered, and that was a lot of people. Like actually in the chapter prior, it says that not even there wasn't at least one person who was dead in a house. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, that makes sense. Somebody had to be born first. So that must have been a lot, to witness so many people in Egypt being dead and all of the people in Israel being spared, Pharaoh gets mad. He's like, you know what? Just go. I'm tired of y'all. Get out of here. And so Pharaoh lets the people go, and God takes them on this long path, right? He was leading the Israelites out of Egypt ultimately. And they went the long way because God knew that if they got caught by a war, they would probably get discouraged and faithless and go back to Egypt, even though Egypt was an absolutely terrible place, right? And we can think like that sometimes, God can take us out of the world, and the road to heaven may be very long, very tedious, filled with a lot of just trials and tribulations, some of which you don't even see coming, because it's like, what? Absolutely. I didn't even struggle with this in the world. I didn't even this is just not something that I foresaw coming. But if God were to let it be any other way than that, he knows that we may end up being more discouraged, and that we would want to return to the world ultimately, right? And God was also the sole navigator for the Exodus, being a pillar of a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. And I actually did a bit of research, looked up some definitions. So I'm like, okay, pillar. I know what a pillar is, but let me just look it up, just to like see, like for sure, like what is the just like we got to look back to the Bible to see what the Bible actually says. Why don't we look at the dictionary to see what the dictionary actually says? So the definition for pillar was a person or thing regarded as reliably providing essential support for something, right? And I'm like, okay, that sounds really awesome. Essential is such a strong word. And essential, it means like absolutely necessary, right? Like absolutely necessary. If it's not there, the whole project's falling apart, right? And so what I got from that is that God can take us out of Egypt or the world, right? But if we don't love him, if we don't have him as that essential pillar in our walks, if we don't prioritize him, right, we're going to find ourselves right back in the world, right? We're going to find ourselves being like, this is too hard. Like, I don't even know where I'm going. Like, why am I even here? And we're going to peace out and go, right? So we got to have God as that pillar of cloud, that pillar of fire, leading us to where we need to go, even if it's the long path, the long and tumultuous path. And you might be thinking, Nana, I have no idea how to even, begin to allow God to be that pillar, allow God to like be that navigator ultimately, like lead me in this long path. This path has been hard. This path has been tired. Like I'm tired of being in Egypt, but I don't know how to get out. Well, I encourage you. Here's my Instagram handle. Send me a DM and I'll get you squared away with a Bible study. I'll hook you up with somebody who you can sit down with and really just look through the scriptures and see exactly what you need to do. That was Fruitful Friday, and to God be all the glory.